you mean I'm no longer I don't understand. What do you mean I'm no longer a patient? Could you please explain to me?
Profile has been marked as inactive and you've been deregistered from the practice.
Why have I been deregistered? Could you explain to me why I've been deregistered?
Let me just put your details.
Because this is willful medical negligence. I've already been locked. I was locked out of my SDR living flat on news that my father had died. So obviously people don't like hearing the truth. Dr. Stewart had texted me to say I spent 4 hours with a doctor who did nothing. So is this because me and Terry asked Dr. Caro if if they would contact the MP caseworker, Ewan Morrison, and we were threatened with police because Terry came with me to the surgery so that I could prove to him that you were all being, well, not you personally, but there was willful negligence going on. Because Dr. Caro, I was told he would write a letter for me to the council, who, under the Housing Act, are refusing to provide me with accommodation, and I have a landlady in contempt of court. And I'd already privately recorded a Dr. Furlong saying that he didn't need to hear what I was telling him, and there's been willful negligence. So why would you then take me off your register when there's been willful negligence? I've got a doctor.
I can only tell you what I see in front of me.
Well, I've got notes from a Dr. Webborn saying I lost a lot of blood. 3 weeks after a landlady locked me out of the house, I'm illegally homeless.
I would advise calling 111 or 999. That's all I can offer you because you're no longer registered at our practice. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right, I've got this recorded. I've got that recorded from the Lighthouse practice. So that was the Lighthouse practice. This is all because Terry and I, my elderly friend and I, so I've just been beaten and injured out of, nothing surprises me. They will not leave me alone. Derek, the manager, said we can contact the MP caseworker, but not the local MP. And then Dr. Caro, he keeps popping out of nowhere. He'd text me to say previously that he'd offered me a social prescriber. He hadn't. I don't even know what that is. There is so much lunacy, so much. Community connectors had hung up on me. I've got a private recording of a Dr. Furlong saying, and I haven't published it, saying he didn't need to hear what I was telling him. I've just been beaten and sexually assaulted by Eastbourne police out of this hotel that was on GB News for illegal immigrants. Nick Tenconi, I want you to hear about this. I was locked out of my SDR living flat on news that my father had died. The Swan advocate said that my sisters illegally went through my father's things without me. I've been threatened with prison because I refused to call my sister a man, but I've showed her love. There's been false accusations, all these narcissists, all these lunatics. I have a landlady in contempt of court for locking me out of a house on the 5th of July, and Dr. Webborn, I've got a written evidence phone call saying that he said I needed a blood transfusion because I'd lost a lot of blood. I never had a blood transfusion. My hemoglobin levels went back to normal, but this has been because of all of this torture. They will not leave me alone, all these lunatics. But wait till I tell Terry this, because Terry is on his way to see me. There is something very, very, very sick going on here. The Lansdowne Hotel manager, Andy Camfield, is in prison for 7 years for defrauding my eldest sister's friend who was on the local ITV news. He contacted the head of police to say that I had been locked out of my SDR living flat. He said we get complaints about that place all the time. They went in, they took my valuables out, my gold ring, everything. They're all getting scared. Why? Because I'm simply an extremely vulnerable adult who is telling the truth. Yes, my elderly grandmother was a teacher. My elderly grandmother. My grandmother would be 120. My adoptive grandmother, she was a teacher. She lived through 2 world wars. My mother would be 87. She lived through 1 world war. I need to go back to let women speak, don't I? Yeah. And this Saturday, or is it Sunday, there's a massive event going on, and that's why they're probably pooping their pants. So that's why they've got to target Bryony. On the 24th of May, up and down the country in 70 major cities, including Brighton, which is lefty loony, whatever. This is what this is all about. I have been self-funding a hotel that was on GB News for illegal immigrants. I'm illegally homeless. I've had everything but the kitchen sink thrown at me. I've refused to call my sister a man. It's all this dystopian nonsense, crimes against humanity, Article 10 of the Human Rights Act. Dr. Caro didn't like me calling him. Obviously, somebody, perhaps, maybe, possibly, told Dr. Caro and the Lighthouse practice about my message to. Oh, that might be Terry. Right, there we go.